What's going on, everybody? What is going on? It is your boy, Julian Stoutt, licensed personal trainer, licensed PE teacher, world record powerlifter, special education teacher, here to take the fear out of fitness. We're about to take off and class is in session. You see the title in the thumbnail? I am not going to hold you any longer. We are going in. Last time we talked about fitness and self-esteem to a certain extent, where a young lady, she's young to me, but young lady who decided to go on a podcast and then try to point out the inconsistencies with the preferences of, or the consistencies of a preference of a guest on the show, when in turn it appeared that she tried to basically bring up her weight as a problem. But the truth is that actually they did bring up her weight, her size, not her weight, but her size. And I'm not one for allowing people to body shame specifically about things, but if you are dishing it out, you should be able to take it. And she, in fact, body shamed the man on the panel that she is pointing out the consistencies of his desires of women who happen to be lighter than himself and her, which she's not exactly dark-skinned in the first place. It's not that that's an issue. It's the fact that she's pointing out that he prefers paler skinned women when she herself is rather pale skinned. And but it just so happens that she's also African American as well. And the problem here is that when you turn around and you're pointing out that someone's short, but you can't take the fact that you don't want this guy because he's short, but then you can't accept the fact that he doesn't want you because you're larger than him, that becomes a problem. Because now it's no longer a one-sided lack of desire. You have already expressed that you lack desire in him. And he's already expressed, so now in return, he expressed that he does not desire you because of your size. That is his preference. I cannot argue about preference, but what I can argue to, and what I will argue to, is your level of fitness. Where is your level of fitness and your health? Where is your body fat percentage? As we well know, I'm very consistent with this. Women who have a body fat percentage of 35% or below and higher than 17% is considered healthy medically. So if anybody, for that matter, it doesn't even matter because, you know, your sexuality is also a thing, but if anybody does not desire you because you are in a healthy body, then they can kick rocks. Find somebody that will like you and love you in the healthy body that you're in. But at the same time, for those of you who are not in either category, either you're below 17% body fat or you're above 35% body fat, you are a health liability. You are a health risk. Particularly obesity costs the average American in their lifetimes $300,000 in cold hard cash, between the incessant medications that you must pay for. So you could be ranging from $100 to $600 a month in medication. You could be looking at surgeries, whether it's bariatric, knees, shoulders, hips. These types of things are expensive, especially when it is attributed to obesity. Heart attack, stroke. I could go on and on about that. But if a man or a woman is looking, and fellas, this applies to you too. Fellas, if you are below 5% body fat, well, more like 8%. If you're below 8% body fat, or you're above 30%, 25% body fat, you are obese, depending on your age, of course. So therefore, you are not healthy. You are a liability. You are a risk. For those of you who watch young Sheldon, Sheldon's dad was a very large man. He was obese. He died at the end of the show. Hope I didn't ruin it for you. He died. Heart attack. On the football field. Because he was a football coach. He left to go. He left promising that he'll come home or come to an event that his family wanted him to come to. He promised he'll come, and he didn't make it. Why is that important? Because the same rules that apply to women apply to men too. This fitness and self-esteem thing, I'm going to go into it further, but I'm going to play this video. Shout out to Cooley and the No Fugazi podcast, because it is important that you know where this came
from. What I'm saying, how can you take offense to someone that is telling you that you can elevate in certain areas?
Because you could have said that.
I literally said that. I said there's many different men, and I broke it down. I said men has to he's 5'8", so that means that he's got muscles. He had to get in the gym, or he would have been a skinny 5'8" dude. He wouldn't get no cheeks.
But that was.
And you know the sad part is, what he said just now, he had to level up. Just like I had to level up. 5 feet 4 inches tall, 120 pounds, graduating high school. Come on now. Really? I was lucky to have a girlfriend as long as I did. In all seriousness. Based on the laws of what is. Right? Short, skinny, awkward looking. I wasn't skinny. I was in shape, but I was still light. Very light. All right? And he's basically acknowledging, hey, I have enough self-esteem in myself to recognize that I am not enough as I am to get women that I want. I'm not enough for the women that I want. Therefore, what do I need to do? I can't grow. Well, y'all could break your legs and do all that crazy nonsense that y'all doing, but literally, you can't grow anymore. So what is left there for you to do? You could improve your intellect. You could improve your communication skills, i.e. game. You can get in shape, or all the above. Especially if you are a really decent human being. If you're a decent human being and you're just not in the luck of getting a girl, fellas, you got to fix some stuff about you. To the young men that are out there that are virgins, that are 18, 19, 20, 21, and do not desire to be so, well, let me break it down to you. You can't go round girls smelling like outdo. You can't have a bad haircut. You can't, it's not about wearing glasses. It's not about that at all, because you can. It's not even about technically even being overweight, because I'm going to tell you right now, I know plenty of overweight guys that get a lot of girls. Heavy D being one, Prince Marky D from the Fat Boys. Yes, they were rappers, but that's goes beyond the pale. I don't think that had anything to do with their ability to pull women. They had talents, they had skills that attracts people to them. And now that now that they have been attracted to you, you can now show the inner workings of how you operate. So that will keep them. Because just because you're pretty doesn't mean you're going to get kept. A lot of y'all think this, male and female. Y'all think that because you're the best looking man out there or you're the best looking woman out there that you're going to be kept. That a man or a woman is going to want to keep you because you're pretty. Not going to happen if you're a complete pain in the ass. It's not going to happen. Just understand that. The less character you have, the less likely you are to keep them. Also, don't be gullible and stupid either, in the sense that you're so desperate to be with somebody that you're overlooking warning signs that this person may not be for you. Now, I'm not speaking from a place of ignorance. I'm speaking from a place of knowledge because I, too, myself was that person. I'm not saying it as though I have no idea what I'm talking about because I've done it. I've sold out in a way where, and when I say sold out, I sold out in a way where I ignored red flags of girls that I've dated. I've ignored red flags in such a way where because the lack of self-esteem, because I didn't know how to improve myself. I didn't know. I knew I needed to be in shape, and I was, but there were other aspects. There were other factors about me that needed to improve that I was not willing to accept and that I was not willing to do the work for. It was only until I discovered how much I should love myself that I needed to look at myself in depth. I had to change my mindset. As you can see right now, let me go back into the screen real quick because as you can see, I am wearing one of my brand new shirts. I want you to see it. It says mean. It is literally how I live my life now. It is the motto of my life. Mindset, encouragement, accountability, nutrition. Okay? I need to work on my mindset. I need to be encouraging to other people, and I need to be ready to receive encouragement from others. I need to learn how to give accountability as well as take accountability. And last but not least, I need to not only learn how to eat good, but I also need to know how to eat bad properly. Because let's admit it, some of the best things in life to eat is trash. Candy, soda, alcohol, fast food, right? But if you know how to manage it, as opposed to just simply trying to eliminate it from your diet. Now, if you do, kudos to you. You can do it. Beautiful. But to the rest of you who cannot, the truth is what you need to do is effectively manage your vices, effectively manage your weaknesses, effectively manage the parts of you that are very difficult to control in your nutrition. You have to take accountability, look yourself in the mirror and know, I am terrible at this. I need to stop drinking soda. I need to stop eating so much sugar. I need to stop eating so much fast food. I need to go to the gym. I need to get in shape. I need to be active because my life is terrible as is. I'm too sick to do anything. I'm too in pain to get anything accomplished. I am too this to get that. Look at yourself in the mirror. Understand that you have to hold yourself accountable. You have to hold yourself accountable in order to change your mindset. You have to change your mindset in order to receive the encouragement. And none of this can happen if you do not change your nutrition. for the better. But I digress. So again, he's telling this woman she needs to improve. She doesn't want to hear it because she has done nothing but make excuses up until this point as to why she cannot be better. I don't want to be better for the sake of just to attract a man. How about being better so that way your family will have you longer? How about being better so that way the man that does have you can enjoy you for as long as humanly possible within the confines of your time on earth? Yes, every last one of you can get hit by a car. Every last one of you could take a bullet walking out your door. Every last one of you could get struck by lightning. But what is the probability of that actually happening? More times than not, you are harmed by people that are closer to you. More times than not, your death is actually closer to what you did versus what somebody else did to you. That accountability factor, right? But this man is telling you you could improve. You need self-improvement. Why is it such a dirty word to self-improve? Improve oneself. Nobody's telling you to shrink in literal height. You're tall. There's nothing you can do about that. It's evident you're tall. It's evident you're larger than the average. You don't have to get, fiend level skinny. You don't have to get meth fiend skinny. Nobody's telling you to do that. What we are telling you is improve to the standard to which you fall into. Look better. I've seen the most statuesque women with the largest thighs, the biggest booties, but the smallest waist, the most toned bodies you will ever see in your life. And guess what? They're bigger than the average woman. There's nothing they're going to be able to do about it. But you know what? Guys are still looking at them because they also acknowledge, even though, yes, this woman is a tree that they would like to climb, she's also larger than me. Is that something that I'm willing to accept? Is my ego not so huge that I can accept that my girlfriend could be bigger than me? I did a video on this. Can you date someone larger than you? I was not referring to obesity. I was referring to a healthy, fit woman who happens to be larger than you. There's an MMA fighter, I forget her full name right now, but yes, she is 6 feet, 245 pounds, fighting weight. Now, there are some pictures of her that looks like she's shrunk down a little bit less than that. So I'm assuming she might have even got down to as low as 200 pounds. But you can see that this woman is imposing, physically imposing. If I were not married, would I be able to check my ego in order to find happiness with someone that may be larger than me? Maybe we're compatible in so many ways, except for I'm short, she's tall. Are we going to let stuff like that get in the way of our success and our happiness with someone else? When are we going to really start looking inward? But again, the attraction must happen first. There's some, I'm telling you now, when I was out of the relationship game, in the sense that I wasn't in a relationship with anybody, let me tell you something. There were a lot of larger women, larger, not obese, larger women that were attracted to me. A lot. And when I say a lot, if I'm going to say 10 women lined up and they were all interested in me, I would probably say about 4 to 5 of them were larger than I was. And there was nothing I was going to do to stop them. In the sense that, why should I? Because that's not what my type is. Actually, you're wrong. I do favor larger women because I'm freakishly strong. I can't be with a woman that I can literally throw halfway across the room. And it doesn't mean that that's what I am. I'm not abusive. But what I'm saying is, if I am physically capable of doing it, men who prefer larger women knows what I'm talking about. They know exactly what I'm talking about because it's just a feeling that you just can't shake, especially when intimacy is happening. When the is going on, it's a little unnerving sometimes, which is part of the reason why I prefer larger women. But at the same time, what's so funny about that is I used to be angry about that. Girls not wanting to date me because I was short. But again, I stopped looking. Once I experienced certain things, I stopped having specific preferences. Those specific preferences went out the window because number one, I'm limiting my opportunities to find somebody that I'm compatible with. Number one. Number two, I am also stopping myself from having the type of fun that I want. Because yes, I am not saying I am ultimately disqualifying. I am ultimately doing it now because I'm married. But I was not ultimately disqualifying women who were smaller than me because they're not attractive. That wasn't it at all. It was just the physical aspect of things that I'm just freakishly strong, and I did not want to feel as though I'm manhandling my woman at any point in time. I want a little bit of resistance coming back at me, if that makes sense. But in all honesty, this woman over here, she is not unattractive. She has a very pretty face. It's a large face because she's a large woman. But it's a pretty face. But let's get into it.
So that's what I'm saying.
That was already 10 minutes
Let me
into the
finish.
discussion.
No, that did. I had to talk about men first before I even spoke about women, because I spoke about women in general. Then I spoke about you specifically. But when I spoke about men, so you can understand that we all have to elevate, right? But it just so happens to be that men were simple creatures. We fall in love with our eyes, right? Women fall in love with their ears, so a man can display other characters. He could elevate in other areas just because you're complex creatures. You like so many different things in guys, but we only like really one thing in a woman.
That's
when it comes to attraction, that's looks. So I'm saying that I'm looking at you and I'm saying, you know what? You could hit the gym.
Can I say something?
That's a positive thing. But now let's reverse it.
So he's saying, for those of y'all who are either not listening or ready to light your hair on fire, he's saying we all need self-improvement. There's not a solitary person on this planet that cannot self-improve. Even Vanessa Williams, Halle Berry's, the Kelly Rowlands, the Beyoncés can self-improve. In what areas? That is to be determined. Maybe, you don't know. Diane Carroll might have had, actually Diane Carroll before her passing admitted she was difficult. She was difficult to live with. She said it. I didn't. If you don't believe me, go to Oprah Winfrey's YouTube channel. Find Diane Carroll's story on her channel and listen to her. She admitted she is difficult to live with. So When you realize that you're difficult to live with, whether it's at 80, 90, 40, 20, 30, 50, you realized it. Fix it. Why does it need to be fixed? Because if you are alone and you do not wish to be alone, you need to fix it. That doesn't mean change who you are as a human being. What it means is, it means to change the aspects of yourself that you know are problematic in the human condition. Now, some of you, it cannot be helped. Some of you are on medications that causes you to gain weight. I'm well aware. But what you can do is still be active. What you can do is still take care of yourself the best way you can. Demonstrate to people that, hey, I'm doing all the right things. Every last one of them. I just can't lose this weight because I have a medical condition that causes me to take this medication. That this medication then causes me to gain excessive amounts of weight. But I can be strong. I can be fit enough that I could run if I needed to. I can be fit enough to move when I have to. I can perform sexually at a moment's notice. This is not gender specific. So if you're the huff and puff type, I don't even give a damn if you're skinny. You need to go to the gym. Nobody wants to get huffed and puffed on after 2-3 minutes. That's not fun. Huffed and puffed on after 10 minutes. Not fun either. Some people want to wham bam, thank you, man, we're done. Cool. But other people want what they want from you. And if it's not a decent period of time, foreplay excluded, guess what's going to happen? They're going to be disappointed. And when they tell you why they're disappointed, your ego kicks in and then you don't want to be bothered. Instead of, you know what? I do huff and puff after 3 minutes. I need to go to the gym. You know what? I can't move you around like you want to be moved around. When you are in the correct frame that you're in, you are not unhealthy. It's a whole nother story if you're obese and you can't be manhandled or like you want to be manhandled, right? Not everybody is strong enough to toss you around like a rag doll, if that's what you so desire. So guess what? Might want to shrink a little bit. So you needing to go to the gym does not mean that you are going to be tiny, that you need to be smaller than the average woman, that you need to be a shrinking violet. In this specific woman that I'm now addressing this woman's claims and what's going on in this conversation as of itself.
Your answer, real quick. If a man was at home in his mom's basement, 34 years old, he had no job, and he was eating cereal all day and playing video games. Fruity Pebbles, of course. And sometimes Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops be trash. Let's give this nigga Lucky Charms.
Okay.
His Lucky Charms next.
Okay.
He ate cereal. No motivation, but he said, I want a bad chick. I deserve a bad chick. What would you say to that man that's in his mom's basement, 34 years old, with no job, playing video games and eating cereal?
No car, no license.
Would you say that man has to self-improve in a lot of areas?
Yeah.
Got it. Now,
so I love his analogy because that is the equivalent to a turnoff for a woman. You live in your mama's basement, you eat cereal all day, you have no ambition, you have no job, you have no skills, you have no type of ability of service to anyone, not even yourself. You don't wash your hair. You smell like butt cracking Mountain Dew. You smell like butt cracking Mountain Dew. You don't even want, your face is greasier than greasy. Your breath smell like Cheetos, Doritos, and plaque. You really think you gonna get a girl? I deserve the woman of my dreams. Yeah, okay. Where have you been at? You've been asleep. You've been in your basement. You haven't even gone outside to see the woman of your dreams. And as a matter of fact, the sad part is the woman you claim to be of your dreams probably isn't the woman you need, probably isn't the woman you want, probably isn't the woman you're going to attract. Because you are living a really shatacular lifestyle. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. So she said he would need to improve, right? So now I'm going to guess, because I haven't watched this aspect of the video. I'm going to guess. He's going to say that is the equivalent for women. Shall I click it? Let's go.
At you, 34-year-old virgin, never been married, never met a man that you even wanted to marry.
That's not true.
But
At Vistaprint, we print everything to show off your brand. So you can...
God, Jesus, I hate that.
But you met the man that you wanted to marry, but he didn't get on one knee. So that means that you couldn't lock the man down even when you met him. So that means that, well, we look at it.
That has anything to do with me.
Listen, we look at it.
How do you know it's not? Wait. Okay. That has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with you, because if you were everything that he wanted, in every sense of the word, he would either have married you or made the commitment that he was intending to. It took me 7 years to get married. Through no fault of my wife's. It was mine. I was not financially ready to get married. I knew it. And as a matter of fact, every year that passed, it was made more apparent to me that I wasn't financially ready. I was emotionally ready. I was spiritually ready. But I was not financially ready. And as a result, I did not, even though we were together, I did not want the liability, because I wanted it to be where if she really felt that life wasn't going in a positive direction for her with me, she could just put me out. We could leave. I could just bounce, and that be that. And hopefully you'll find a man that meets in all your needs instead of just 2 out of the 3 of your needs. Do you see what I'm saying? So in this particular case, if you met the guy that of your dreams, you met the guy of your dreams. You met in inverse, you met the woman of your dreams. But every time you proposed, she said no. But she remains in a relationship with you, or she wants to remain in a relationship with you. And vice versa, he never proposes to you. Why is it? What character flaw do you have that is giving this person reservations? Because I'm going to tell you one thing right now. The only reason why somebody wouldn't pick up $100,000 off of $100 off the ground is because it has crap on it. Even if it's ever so slight, but it's visible, they're not picking it up. Or they're going to pick it up with some gloves on and they're going to walk around with it with their arms extended, but they're not going to stick it in their pocket, wad it up in their hand and stick it in their pocket. They're not. It might be on the ground. They might pick it up because it's on the ground, but because some idiot dropped it, meaning some idiot that didn't see the value of who you were as a person, they might pick it up then. But if it's got a whole bunch of turd drops on it, bird droppings, turd droppings, whatever, they are not going to put it in their pocket. until they can scrape that turd off. And then once they scrape the turds off, then and only then will they be able to put it in their pocket. Sanitize it a little bit, wipe it off, get all that crud off of it, wipe it down. Then they might wad it up and put it in their pocket. Or they're going to put some safety measures in place to protect themselves from the poop that's on the $100 bill. Gloves, plastic baggie, then stick it in their pocket. But now you're insulated. Now you're not as intimate with that person as the one who picked it up with their bare hands and stuck it into their raw pocket.
Women grant sex, men grant relationships. If the man didn't grant you the relationship from the only man that you wanted, well, that means that you need to improve on something.
I just don't.
You have to take accountability.
I take accountability,
But you're not. You're running from the accountability.
No, I'm not. I'm not running from the accountability.
Well, I just wanted to say.
I'm trying to say that every situation is not the same.
I know it's not, but just like you would see that 34-year-old man that's a virgin living in his mom's basement but claiming he wants a bad chick.
One area of my life.
Well, that's the area that men are attracted to.
Everything he's saying is not untrue. He's not lying. She does not understand the analogy of, she understands the analogy of broke 34-year-old virgin living in mama's basement, eating Lucky Charms, Fruit Loops, and Fruity Pebbles, smelling like outdoor, skin all greasy, and not being desired that way. But she cannot wrap her head around the fact that visually, if you are, first of all, you're already tall. You stand out already. Now you stand out and all your flaws stand out with you. Now again, I want to make sure people understand this because I have friends who are female and tall. They're not obese though. They might be obese based on the quote unquote medical standard, but they're not obese in any way, shape, or form. They're just larger than the average woman. So now what? They're in shape. They go to the gym. They work out. They take care of themselves. They do all kinds of stuff. But if somebody's not desiring of them, that's not their problem anymore because they sought self-improvement. They went and did the work. They did the work. They have enough self-esteem to know the good and great qualities about them and knows that naming the negative aspects of them is not going to take away and diminish who they are as a person. I had to learn that. I had to learn that, just because if I didn't make a certain amount of money does not, admitting that I don't make a certain amount of money does not diminish the character of who I am. Does not diminish the soul of who I am. But damn it, if I want to be happy, if I want to be in a meaningful relationship, if I want to be with the woman that I want to be with, I need to show them that I am capable of, at the very minimum, taking care of myself, if not more. It's just the way it is. And we have to accept it. And that is the problem that she's not accepting. She's not accepting the fact that, look, the first thing a man is going to notice about you is what they notice. They look in your eyes. Your eyes are pretty. Okay, now what? You have really long hair that is naturally yours. Better. Now I look down. You're moderately top heavy, but you're broad shouldered. Okay. Now I'm looking at the rest of you. You're a little on the fluffy side. For your size, not based on comparing you to other women. Because I'm telling you now, there have been women that have been taller and larger than other women that men see that will ignore the other women in the room except for her. Give you an example in in real life. You have the likes of Tyra Banks. Tyra Banks is not tiny. Not anymore. Tyra Banks, when she was on the cover of Sports Illustrated, was 135 pounds. Couple of years, it was about a decade ago, she went ahead and did the Sports Illustrated cover again. Similar fashion in her current body. She didn't look any worse. She's just a little bit larger, but she wasn't unhealthy like she was in the original Sports Illustrated cover. And even then, they were telling her she was too big then. At 135, 5'11". They were telling her she was too big. Make that make sense.
He doesn't have a job.
We don't care. Men don't care about
like that's a
I know, but listen.
Situation.
Men don't care about women's money. Men don't care about women's competence. Men don't care about women's money. We don't care about women's competence. We don't care about women's height. We don't care about all the things that you care about in a man. Attraction isn't symmetrical, it's asymmetrical. So you became the man that you want. You got a good job, you're doing things and all these type of things, but you became the man that you want. So all these other guys that you're meeting, they don't qualify for you. But the only guy that did meet your standards, guess what? You didn't qualify for him. So we're just saying that you can elevate on the beauty aspect because we're simple. We want cheeks. We want the waist to be blickety blow. That's just what we want.
I just want to say something quick. Hold on. I just wanted to say that
You go next.
I really wasn't offended. Like, you gotta understand, I'm a black man, so I get judged every day because I'm black with tattoos. They think I'm dumb. I had girls say, "Oh, you're cute for a black guy. Oh, you're short. I'm sorry, if you were 6 foot and up, then." I hear it all, but like I'm confident in myself, and what I do understand is everybody has a type, and I know that I'm not everybody's type, and I'm okay with that because I've met so many women that I'm everything they want. You know what I'm saying? And
so this is the self-esteem aspect that we're talking about. He has been rejected so many times, and if I were able to talk to this man, I'm willing to bet his feelings was hurt a few times. He's not where he is right now because this is who he's always been. I'm pretty sure those sneers, like, "Excuse me, miss, can I talk to you?" Right? I know those sneers were there. And it made him feel some type of way. It made him feel less than. But then in the process, his self-esteem kicked in. Okay, what is it about me that I can improve on so that women will want me more than they do now because they don't? You know what? I'm going to take a poll. I'm going to ask women that I'm attracted to. What's the problem? What's the problem? Well, you're not as tall as I would like. Well, can't fix that. Next. I mean, if your stomach was flat, instead of, sitting over your belt line, I might want to talk to you. Cool, get in shape. If you wore better clothes, okay, get better clothes. Do they have to be expensive? No, not at all. I mean, if you know how to put some things together and look good in them, shoot, I'll holler at you. Or you want me to help you with that? Cool, what else do I need to do? I mean, I like the fact that you had enough confidence to come and talk to me, but you really didn't have the swag. You wasn't with the Riz, you know what I mean? You wasn't Riz enough. Okay, so you're saying I need more charisma. I got you. All right, cool. I don't know how to do that. Yo, somebody that I know that got more charisma than me, somebody that I know attracts more women to them, I know they're not better looking than me, but here's the deal. What is it about you that is getting these girls? Especially if they know. Yo, check this out, my man. I just sit there and I let them talk. Oh, okay. But when do you engage with them? Because I mean, I don't think they want a one-sided conversation. That's true, but you need to learn how to say things in a way where it is engaging, but at the same time, you're not the center of the conversation. Oh, I'm the center of the conversation. That's my problem. Cool, because I'm always, when I'm talking, I talk about what I do, how I do things, or what's so dope about me, yada, yada, yada. I'm trying to sell, but I'm overselling. Got it. Cool. You know what? I'm gonna try that next time. So next time ain't gonna be tomorrow. Next time is when I get in better shape. Next time is when I got better clothes. Next time is when I can match my clothes and handle them better. Next is how do I want to represent myself in this style of dress? Right now, you're seeing me in a t-shirt, you're seeing me in my jogging pants. Why? Because I'm a personal trainer. I have a job. I have a business. Therefore, this is my job. This is my business. Can I go in a polo and some khakis? You best rest assured I can. Or I could put on some athletic type pants, some athletic dress pants, and go in that way. I could definitely do that too. I've done it. But at the same time, this is where I'm comfortable. When I'm in this. My jewelry, I'm not very big on jewelry, but I got some. I like my sunglasses. I love my sunglasses, right? I like to smell good, so I get my colognes. But overall, I do what I do to get myself to be where I want to be at. I'm a married man, but that doesn't mean it's dead. I want my wife to still look at me and be attracted. I want my wife to still desire me as the day she met me. Shoot, even better than the day she met me. I want her to where she looks at the next man, looks back at me or thinks back on me and goes, I got all that already. I got all that already. I don't need any more than what I got. So that's why I seek the path of self-improvement to attach to my self-esteem. And clearly this man did too. This one. This guy over here, he's 6'4". He's clearly muscular. So I would probably guess he's about 240. If I were to guess, if he's 6'4" and he's muscular, 225, 230, minimum 230. Okay?
Pretty sure there's guys that will accept you just the way you are, but most guys like women fit. You know what I'm saying? In shape. You know what I mean? I can't.
So the most guys liking women fit in shape. I'm going to tell you right now. One of the things you all have to realize is, yes, there are men that are chubby chasers. However, in the long scheme of things, men want women who are fit. Why? Not because they technically desire a fit woman. In many cases, the fitness ties to your self-esteem. So now, imagine dealing with a woman with low self-esteem. Men, whoever's in the chat, whoever's in the comment section, I'm asking you, how would you feel? Put it in the comments below. How would you feel dealing with a woman with low self-esteem to the point where she's questioning every single move you make? Because she's afraid that you're going to run into a woman that looks better than her. Well, unfortunately, 99% of all women are going to have that problem. Very few women. very few men are going to have the problem of not having to worry about someone being more attractive than them. It's just that simple. I know it's going to happen to me. I know I'm not immune. As good of shape as I'm in, as good as I look for the age that I am, I know there's plenty of men out there my age, slightly younger, definitely way younger, and some of them older than me that look better than I do. And what are they supposed to do about it? I'm supposed to be like, where you at? Where you going? Why you out like that? Why you got this on? This, that, the other. Why is... No. Now, as a man who is married, there's some times where you got to look at your wife and go, hey, baby, what you doing? You know I could see your goodies, right? And we ain't talking about up top. We talking about the goodies. I can see it. Not because I'm your husband, but I can see it as a man. I'm telling you that to let you know other men can see it too. If that's what you're going for, we need to have a conversation. If that's not what you're going for, well, I think you might need to change. Because I can see it. All. You see what I'm saying? So, you might find a man that is attracted to you as you are. You might find a woman that's attracted to you as you are. But guess what? They're attracted to someone else more. Chances are, no egos involved. Chances are.
Body part, but
I'll be
I
honest.
know a lot of guys that would not look at you.
You light skin with the long hair. If you had the body, you'll be fine. Let's just be honest.
But yeah,
go
in
ahead.
general, yeah. Just want to say that.
I have a question for you, men.
Sure.
Now, I don't.
So now, this young lady over here to the right, to my right, our right, she wasn't chosen. Well, she was chosen. But, in all honesty, she's not somebody I would choose. We're taking race out of the equation. I'm not looking at race in this regards. Taking race out of it. The lady on the left is more of my speed. I'll let you figure out why. But she's not skinny. You can clearly see that this woman right here to the left is not skinny. As a matter of fact, the woman on the right is smaller than the woman on the left. But I promise you, the woman on the left gets more attention from men than the woman on the right.
Really know how old you guys are, but if you
35,
guys
34.
okay,
I'm 34.
so if you guys met someone, they don't have to be like in like the same age as you or anything like that. But if you guys met a woman and she was deciding to make the same commitment that this beautiful woman right here has been choosing to make to stay a virgin and, you know, really find the right man, like, would you guys even consider trying to like talk and pursue something with someone?
Go ahead. You're fine.
Would you guys try to pursue and talk to somebody who is willing to wait that long?
Oh,
Or would
like
you?
her?
Yeah.
So, I know what she's asking. What she's asking is, considering that she's a virgin, she's 34 years old, but she doesn't have to be 34, but a woman who happens to be a virgin, who is waiting for the right man to come along, would you consider dating her for that reason? Yes. Most men will. Why? Because most men feel like they're the man anyway. Most men will feel like, because of their self-esteem, most men will feel as though that they are already the catch, that they're already involved, that I'm already present. So if I'm waiting for you, all I got to do is wait my time. We could get married. If you're everything that I want in a woman, I'm going to marry you. And when I marry you, then we'll have sex. And then when we have sex, everything is all good, because all the rest of that other stuff was not predicating on why I married you. I didn't marry you because you're a virgin. I married you because you're a really good person. But you're principled enough to stick to not having sex before marriage. I respect you even more for doing that, especially if I think I'm the baddest dude on the planet. Now, we know that that's delusional, but we all have a level of belief in ourselves. We have a level of self-esteem that allows us to believe that we are the catch. We are a catch, not the catch, but we are a catch. So because of that, there's no reason under the sun why we wouldn't date a woman that's a virgin. Now, if she's a virgin at the age of 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, something's wrong, Lolo Jones. Something's wrong. You're trying to tell me that you ain't meet a man in the 40 some odd years of existence, that you didn't meet a man that was worth your time, worth your stature at all? In the Olympics? At all? Make that make sense. Do you see what I'm saying? Because, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't Simone Biles married? I'm not saying she was or wasn't a virgin. We don't know. It's none of our business, to be honest with you. But she's married. She's still an Olympian. You can't use your career path as an excuse. So many Olympians were married either in the midst of their prime or at the tail near the end of their prime. They got married. Mary Lou Retton, married, or was married, but at least she was married. How many, name other Olympians that were married? So you can't use the excuse of, I was too focused on my career, I was too focused on this, and I was too focused on that bullcrap. Because Simone Biles is the best gymnast ever. She's about to go to the Olympics for the third time? So she's been in there for 12 years. Since she was 15 years old. And she's married. Can't be that. So what is it? So when I see, or when a man sees, a woman that is in her mid to late 30s and still a virgin, that means either she thinks too highly of herself. I haven't watched this video, I promise you. Either she thinks too highly of herself, that she's better than everyone else that comes her way, or she has prioritized herself to such a degree, she prioritized herself out of her relationships. She's selfish.
Like, how do guys think
34
about?
years?
Well, let's say you met her, you know,
When she
not
was
34 years ago. Let's say you met her when you guys were 20, 25. Like, would you guys even
Back in 2022.
consider
I see what
giving
you're
her a
saying.
chance?
Yeah, like,
you know, like
wait,
maybe you
would
guys
we
can
get
wait.
with a chick that was waiting for marriage?
Yes.
I would say if that girl is a virgin, that's a great thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, like if.
But is
well,
it like
Wayne-
something that you guys aren't willing to really wait for because you're so addicted to, you know?
No,
Sex
I
and
mean,
stuff?
ease. You would wait for a chick if she was a virgin
Yeah,
and she was bad. Your type.
If I met a chick that was a virgin, that was my type, and she said that I'm not gonna have sex until we got married, and especially if she likes me and she doesn't height shame me, yeah, I would marry her. To be honest with you, I would
Yeah.
like to get married, but I'm scared to get married because a lot of marriages end, and usually it's the women that are divorcing men. So I'm actually scared to get married, but I would love to get married and live happily ever after. But it's just not the way it is. But to answer your question, yes.
And generally, I would say most men will, because men, we seek out purity. So, like, why do you think that, like, think about what marriage is. Marriage, why the woman walks down the aisle with a white dress, because that represents virginity, purity, right?
Yeah.
So if a man is going to be marrying a woman, and you got to think about it from like hundreds of years ago, the family or the father gave his daughter to another family son that was they respected that family, and that man had a good future for him, and he could provide a good future for his daughter. So it's like, oh, I have a virgin for you, and your son can have this virgin. Now let's trade and make deals. That's kind of how they did things because the virginity in a woman is very valuable. So it's good that she held on, but like I said, it's respectable. But for 34 years, it isn't respectable because you're doing something wrong. You can't attract the man and retain the man that you want. So obviously, you're lacking in certain.
Either attract and retain. One of the two or one of the three. But this is not about attraction per se. This is about self-esteem, fitness. She's defensive. She's got her guards up because she knows there's a part of her that knows that she's not right. And you want to know the biggest problem that I have as a professional, as a personal trainer? I'm going to tell you the number one problem that I have with people in general when it comes to this fitness thing. You think that the average person thinks that they're above it. The average person thinks it's beneath them until something bad happens. So for instance, give you an example. Either you got embarrassed or the threat of your life is looming over your head right now. Not, oh, in about 30 years you're going to be a diabetic dementia patient. No. You look like you're about to die now. You suffered a heart attack at the age of 40. You suffered a heart attack at the age of 38. Now you in the gym. Or a friend of yours who lives a similar lifestyle to you currently, male or female, dropped dead and died. Stop me if I'm wrong. The average person, we're not talking about athletes and even the athletes, they get to the point where I'm over with that. I'm done with it. I don't have to do this no more. I've done it for the first 35 years of my life. I don't have to do this shit no more. I'm done. Then all of a sudden they get fat. And then all of a sudden they suffer some illnesses. I'm not saying you got to go as hard as you did when you were 15, 16, 17, 18. But damn it, why are you stopping? Why did you just put your feet up? You can't. Your life will end as you know it. I'm telling y'all this for a reason. Because some of you think that, and I caveat is some, because like I said, a lot of you are on medications that will harm you to the point where it is detrimental to your health as well. But some of you need it. Some of you absolutely need it, and there's no disputing that. Some of you don't. Some of you are on medication because you're too lazy to do the work. The self-improvement aspect of it. To be fit. To change your mindset to be fit. Some of you. So I'll give you an example. I'm going to give you the positive and the negative aspect of it. So for instance, if you have a person who has sickle cell, can't be helped, that it's a disease, right? But now they give you a medication that will allow you the freedom of all the things that sickle cell robs you of. But unfortunately, you'll have to gain 25 pounds in order to do this. This medication is going to make you gain 25 pounds. Would you take it? I already know the answer to that. Yes. And you know what? My job as your personal trainer is to make that 25 pounds that you've gained look as good as it could possibly look. Because you're going to be on this medication for the rest of your life. There's no getting around it. You don't even eat so much that it will cause you that you're gaining weight because of your food. You're gaining weight because of the medication. Can't stop it. So you know what? Least we could do, make you fit enough to where you could perform. You ain't going to look any better than you're looking right now. But we could get you to perform. Or we could perform you to the point where you achieve so much muscle mass where, yes, you appear to have gained the 25 pounds, but it looks different. on you, if that makes sense. So, and on the other end of it is the person that thinks that they're perfect the way they are, they gain 25 pounds and they don't care. That's a problem.
And which is okay. You know what I'm saying? That's totally fine. She should click the link in my bio. I do coaching. I help her out. Should be good. But anyways, any other questions on this topic for you? I know you wanted to say a few things, so right?
It's interesting. I feel like everyone has an interesting perspective, and I feel like I understand where she's coming from. Like, it's a sensitive topic.
I want you to understand. Look at this woman. Look at this woman above me. She is not small. You could clearly see she has a fuller face. As a matter of fact, her face is almost similar to that of the woman that left the podcast. Very similar. Except for she's Caucasian. Complete Caucasian, right? But look at her arms, look at the fullness of her chest, not her breast, but the fullness of her chest. Look at the broadness of her shoulders. Look at her neck isn't slender. Her arms are toned, but they're not, they're not small arms. Which also suggests that she does something active. I don't know what it is, but she does something active. So when they see this woman, she was the first choice that guy picked, by the way. But she's not tiny. She might be short and she might be smaller, but she is not, based on her body type, she is not a small woman. She's quite large for her size, but she's large, not obese.
Like, before I even got into bodybuilding, I was heavy.
Right there, boom. What did I just say? I swear to Almighty God, I did not watch this video. She's a bodybuilder. So right now, she lifts weights. I could tell. She does something. She has to be doing something. Because her arms aren't small, but they're toned. She's larger than the average woman. I just said it. So now she's a bodybuilder. She's clearly in the off season. I even pointed out her neck isn't tiny.
Before I got into the gym. But if I didn't take that moment to self-reflect and realize that I needed to work on myself and feel better about myself, I was never going to attract good, positive, vibes in my life.
Yeah.
You just, whatever
you attract the bottom feeders.
Exactly.
Like, you attract the dudes that can't get any girls.
And Taryn's great, and she's over here saying that she wants, someone who's tall, handsome, wealthy, and everything.
But then what does that man get in return?
Yeah.
Taryn,
So, I'm going to land this plane, because this is where the rubber meets the road, all right? So, it's like I do this for real, right? It's like I do this in real life. For those of you who are watching, or those of you who have watched, go ahead and put a comment or two in the bottom. Or go ahead in the live chat, go ahead and give me a shout out real quick and let me know that you exist. But here's the other part. This is the thing that literally kills me. Like I said, you could tell she does something. She's active somehow. Now we know. She is a bodybuilder. She was obese herself. She's telling you she used to be fat. What more do you need? She's not small. She'll never be small. She's a larger woman. She works out to reclaim the natural build she's supposed to have. She's actually proving my point even more so. She's proving my point. Let me explain it to you one more time before I go. You need self-esteem in order to seek self-improvement. Only cowards hide behind who they are currently to avoid looking at themselves in the mirror and picking away at the parts of them that needs to be worked on. As a teacher, I could easily say I'm the best teacher, the kids love me. Right? I could easily say that. But I'm not. I'm being disingenuous or disingenuous if I just rest on that. I could be a better teacher. How can I be a better teacher? Somebody tell me. I noticed that I'm not as good as on this subject matter as other teachers. I need to learn more about it. Let me learn. If I didn't have the self-esteem and confidence about who I am as a human being, as a man, as a teacher, as a person, then all that I would do is just allow things to happen instead of making things happen. And the thing is that in order for you to make things happen, especially when you are obese, the thing you need to do to make things happen is to get your butt in the gym and train. Change your mindset, encourage others, hold yourself accountable, and be nutritious with the food you eat. You do those four things, you're gonna be mean. That's all I got, people. So don't forget to like, subscribe, share, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and on YouTube. Have a nice day. Be the best you. And class is Stoutt.